tilaka tulasi mala chandana bhushana. Tilaka tulasi mala chandana bhushana. Apurva shiyanga shobha kore jhalamala. Aurarya unata bhava madhuja ujvala. Aurarya unata bhava madhuja ujvala. Achintya pratibha snigdha gambhira udara. Jnana-giri vajra divya dikshadhara. Gaura sankitana rasa rasera ashraya. Dayala nitai name nitya prema moya. Dayala nitai name nitya prema moya. Sango kange gora dhame nitya parakasha. Gupta govardhane divya lila ravilasa. Acharya Goshti Gaurava Bhajana. Gaurya Siddhanta Manikanta Vibhushana. Gaura Saraswati Sutta Siddhanta Rakani. Avishkrita Gayatri Rasta Chintamani. Ekatatvavana nitya nitya nava bhava. Susangati samanjasya esava prabhava. Amara sachita varga shabe kamate. Rupa saraswati dhara jeke natomate. Tulasi malika haste shri nama grahana. Dekhi sakalera hoy prabhu dipana. Koti chandra shushitala opara bharasa. Gandhava govinda lila mrita labasha. Abhichintya veda ved siddhanta prakasha. Sanande arati stuti kore dinadasa. Jai Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Jaya Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Jaya Guru Maharaj. Jaya Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Jaya Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridharadev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. This flowed from Gurudev's pen after Srila Guru Maharaj passed away, when he disappeared. Then he saw we need an arati song for Guru Maharaj, not just generic, but for Guru Maharaj. And then he sat and he wrote and came out very quickly. So usually we have to sit and consider everything, but this just came through my hand. This is Bengali, and there's an equivalent Sanskrit one too. And the Sanskrit one, Gurudev very humbly telling that in Sanskrit is difficult. It's got so many complications in Sanskrit. And for people who put up their hand, I know Sanskrit, maybe to some degree, but it's complicated. And Gurudev would always go. Guru Maharaj sent Gurudev every time there was a composition by Gurudev, then he would send him to one Pandit, very qualified person in Navadip, to get it checked. Grammatically, everything is correct. And Gurudev said, every time I went to him, always would be something that needs adjustment. And he would explain, but he said, it flowed, not this one, this is Bengali, but the equivalent in Sanskrit. It flowed from my pen, and I looked, and I went back, I adjusted one or two things, then I went to the Pandit and showed it to the Pandit, and then the Pandit sitting, Gurudev describing that, scrutinizing, looking very serious, like this. And then he looked at him. Did you compose this? To Govinda Maharaj. Yes, it was me. Handed it back to perfect. And that wasn't Gurudev like being proud. It was him saying how really it came through him. He said always there's something which needed correction, but this somehow it just came so perfectly.
Is Bengali more poetical language than Sanskrit?
Well, I can't comment on that, but for us it's sweeter. I mean, I don't know quite exactly why, but even the text, when you see the Bengali text, it's very rounded and artistic, and the Devanagari, which the gods speak, and Krishna also speaks, and then that text, the Devanagari, which is a Sanskrit text, it's much more sort of straight lines. It's got its curves and everything, but when you look at the two, and the Bengali text really looks beautiful, you can say, when you see it. But I'm sure the Sanskrit does too. But we are hearing Bengali from Guru Maharaj. We're hearing their speech. We're hearing all these things. And for me, the most beautiful language in the world, just to hear, is Bengali. And the second most beautiful language, Italian, because they're so living and expressive. So for our Italian section, then really, they're expressive. Even if you don't know anything, in Bengali, you can go with the flow, like dancing music. And the Italians also, very dancing music. Very dancing. One of my first visits to Italy as a devotee, then Krishna Kanta Munendra Mohan, and they had a friend from Sicily, or from the very south somewhere. And he was just like from a movie or something like that. Mamma mia, and like all the thing going on. Just to talk about anything or to order something, it was like, to everybody, it was like walking into a movie set. And then all the expression. But anyhow, that's off the point. But the Bengali is like every word is a song, every step is a dance. This is given us in the Brahma Samhita.
Do we have time to read the translation?
Well, that's the thing. When I was singing it, I was thinking we should read. I mean, we do like to read the translations. And we are, we try to keep to the Saraswati time schedule. It's good to have a time schedule, but the answer is yes. You can read it and read it with transmission. We're not all going to be glued here, we're going to listen. So you read it with transmission of the meaning. So this is to Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rock of Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj.
Do you like me to read all of it?
Which part were you going to read? Verse 4, 9.
Okay. All glory to you, Guru Maharaj, of Sannyasi kings, the emperor, the glorious Srila Bhakti Lokak Dev Goswami Sridhar, extending in this world your pastimes as saviour of the fallen. You delivered all the suffering souls, including the most forsaken. Beholding your holy form of concentrated mercy, the fortunate souls fall in a swoon of divine lost ecstasy. Your lofty form, full of divine emotion, is nectar for our eyes. With divine knowledge and shining eyes, your effulgence fills the skies. A golden sun resplendent in robes of saffron dressed, adorned with tilak, tulsi beads, and with sandal fragrance blessed. The matchless beauty of your holy form, dazzling in its brightness, your benevolence of most noble heart in the moonglow of love's sweetness. Inconceivable genius, affection, gravity, magnanimity, a thunderbolt crushing mundane knowledge, the reservoir bestowing divinity. In the golden Lord Sankirtan dance, you reveal ecstatically, Doyal Nitai, you ever call so lovingly. Eternally present in Navadvip Dham with your associates by your sweet will, you enjoy your holy pastimes on hidden Govardhan hill. You're the fit recipient of your dignity in the Gaudiya Charya assembly, the jewel of the Gaudiya Siddhanta adorning your chest so nobly. You're the living message of Sri Gaura, you're the mine of perfect conclusions. You revealed the Gayatri's inner purport, the gem fulfilling all aspirations. When you speak, one subject alone is revealed in ever new light. Proper adjustment and harmony, all these are your spiritual might. All your dear godbrothers declare unanimously they see within your holiness the line of Rupa Sarasvati. Seeing you take the holy name with tulsi beads in hand, awakens the thought of Sarasvati Thakur in everybody's mind. Your feet, cooling like 10 million moons, in their service all faith do I place. The nectar of Radha Govinda's pastimes, one day we may drink by your grace. O personification of perfect conclusions, inconceivably one, yet different, I sing this prayer at your arti, with joy, your humble servant.
Jai Srila B.R. Swami Maharaj ki Jai. This Maharaj. So Srila Govinda Maharaj, who came on many world tours, his Gurudev, our Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, founder Acharya Sri Chaitanya Saraswati. Okay, so our life is to chant the names of the Lord. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Eva Kevalam, Halam, Nasti Eva, Nasti Eva, Nasti Eva, Somebody getting a headache every time you're dropping it. Okay, so let us and what are the most merciful names of the Lord? Those Nityananda saying, chant the names of Gauranga. So we're going to chant 100 names of Gauranga, page 257. Nityananda Prabhu going around the villages, dancing and chanting. Nadia, Nagore, Nitai, Neche, Neche, Gaire. You know Bengali also? Bangla? Bangla Jani? No. Okay, but some know, oh, she knows. Kubaharo Bangla, Bushti Pachen, and she can understand. But many of these, they are names of the Lord, with or without Bengali. And they are the names of the Lord, and if you just glance with your two eyes, one eye to glance at the translation, you can see the names of the Lord. When you're familiar with Chaitanya Charitamrta a little bit, then these remind us of, oh, this pastime, this pastime, this pastime. So very super kirtan by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Nadia Nagore Nitai Neche Neche Gaire.
Nadia Nagore Nitai Neche Neche Gaire.
Jagannatha Sutta Mahaprabhu Vishwambara. Mayapura Shashi Nabadipa Sudhakara. Shachi Sutta Gaura Hari Nimai Sundara. Radha Baba Kantya Chajito Natabara. Ramananda Chapala Balaka Matri Bhakta. mandabadana taki kautukanuraka Vijati utupachaura jayera mohana Taitika savasva gramya balika kridana Lakshmi prati bhorodata udhata balaka Shri Shashirapati putra shoka nibaraka Lakshmi pati purvadesha savaklesha hara Digvijayi darpahari Vishnu priyashvara Arya Dhamma Phala Pitti Gaya Pitta Dasa Puri Shishya Madhvacharya Sampradaya Pata Krishna Namon Mata Krishna Tattva Jhapaka Nama Sankirtana Juga Dhama Pravataka Advaita Bandhava Srinivasa Grihadhan Nityananda Prana Gadadhare Rajivan Antadipa Shashadhar Shimanta Vijaya Gotruma Bihari Madhya Deepa Lila Shaya Aladipa Pati Ritu Deepa Maheshwara Janu Madhya Druma Rudra Deepera Ishvara Navakanda Ranganatha Jana Vijivana Jagai Madhaya Dubrita Tarana Nagara Kitana Singha Kaji Udharana Shuddha Nama Pracharaka Bhaktati Harana Narayani Kripa Sindhu Jiverani Anta Arama Paduya Dandi Bhakta Dosha Hanta Shri Krishna Chaitanya Chandra Bharati Tarana Parivraja Shiromani Utkala Pavana Ambulinga Bhuvanesha Kapote Shapati Kirchora Gopala Darshana Sukhi Jati Nidandi Sanyasi Savabhoma Kripa Moya Svananda Asvadanandi Savasukha Shraya Purata Sundara Vasudeva Tranakarta Ramananda Sakabata Kulla Klesha Harta Bauddha Jaina Mayavadi Kutaka Kandana Dakshina Pavana Bhakti Kranta Udharana Alala Dashana Nandi Rata Granataka Gajapati Trana Devananda Udharaka Tulya Pratashe Dushta Paruyara Trana Rupa Sanatana Bandhu Sava Jiva Prana Vrindavanananda Murti Balabhadra Sangi Javana Udhari Bhatta Balabhera Rangi Ashi Bashi Sanyasi Udhari Premadata Markata Vairagi Dandi Achandala Trata Bhaktira Gauravakari Bhakta Pranadhana Harirasa Raghunatha Sarupa Jivana Nadia Nagare Nitai Neche Neche Gaire Bhakti Vinoda Tara Pare Ranga Paire Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitai Gora Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gora Hari Bol Nitai Gora Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Bol. So you just chanted 100 names of Mahaprabhu. So a good start to any day. All right. So we'll keep our wheels turning because we need to, and we read each day from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrta here in London. I mean, at the moment, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrta and Revealed Truth. And I think that every day they read from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's 17 books like this in the shelf. So this goes on for a long time, called Parayan, reading continuously. And at the moment, they're reading from Revealed Truth. Almost at the end, when they get to the end, they'll start another book, presumably. I mean, generally that's the way. So if we read from Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj in the morning, then reading from careful, we read from Srila Guru Maharaj in the evening. So this way we hear from every day from Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, and from Srila Prabhupada, because Srila Prabhupada is giving us the Chaitanya Charitamrita and the purports. Jai Devananda Prabhu, we just chanted your master's name in that kirtan. Devananda. Hare Krishna. Oh, yes, so what am I doing? Reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita first. So, Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Sri Chaitanya Charitamrta ki Jai, and Jai Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami ki Jai. Krishna Das Kaviraj, the author of Chaitanya Charitamrta. All right. So, we read past here. Oh, no, we didn't. Okay, I understand. We got to here. So, don't worry if you don't understand anything, but it's all good. Basically, this is also the later part of Chaitanya Charitamrita. We're reading from Antya Leela chapter number 5. And so this is close. Antya is the last pastimes, chapter number 5. So we're getting through the whole book. And this book also, we're getting through the whole book too. So we're coming to the end of both. I saw you have a mobile phone. Could I borrow it, please?
Yes.
For a useful purpose. No, not to use it, just to put it like this. Okay, good. Very valuable. Thank you very much. All right, so Jai Shri Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami ki Jai, Jai Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj ki Jai, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Shri Ram Maharaj ki Jai, and Srila Prabhupada, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai, Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai, and Sri Rupa Nuga Guru Vaga ki Jai. All right, so a Bengali poet who was like a little proud of his poetry, talking about composing things, he was a little proud of his poetry. He came from Bengal and he wanted Mahaprabhu to hear his poetry, thinking, I've given nice poetry describing Mahaprabhu's qualities. But first, the system was that anyone and everyone doesn't just come and hand something to Mahaprabhu, because if his composition, there's something faulty, called rasabas, overflowing mellows, then Mahaprabhu would be very disturbed. So he brought it eventually to Swarup Damodar, who was his secretary. Swarup Damodar checks through, and then he asked him, read the introductory verse. And just that one introductory verse, then he said, this is wrong, nonsense, Mahaprabhu will not appreciate this, etc., etc. And now he's kind of chastised him, saying, poetry is poetry, but poetry has to be used properly. It's not just saying very nice words. If somebody comes and gives you a poem saying, the grass is red and the sky is pink, and they say all sorts of things in poetry, but it's just nonsense, then this guy, what's he writing about? Grass is pink. Grass is green, isn't it? Except in Mauritius, in the sunny season, then it's brown, I know, okay. Anyway, this kind of idea. Blood is not, green or something. They start writing poetry about green blood. People, strange. Anyway, so we need to have the correct facts. It's not just sweet words. Okay. Swarup Damodar speaking to the Brahmana. So, so we come straight to it. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrta, Antya Leela chapter 5, beginning today, text 135. Tumi jaiche taiche kaha na janiya riti saraswati se shabda koriache stuti. So, after several verses explaining, then he says, you have written something irregular, not knowing the regulative principles. But the goddess of learning, Saraswati, has used your words to offer her prayers to the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna. So this is the way of the generosity of the Vaishnavas. Even when there's something wrong, they try to see how it can be adjusted to be right. And Gurudev was expert at that. All sorts of things came to him a little wrong, but he was expert at adjusting things. So the purport by Srila Prabhupada. Swarup Damodar Goswami informed the Bengali poet, because of your ignorance and your leaning toward Mayavad philosophy, all is one philosophy, you cannot distinguish the difference between the Mayavad and Vaishnava philosophies. Therefore, the process you have adopted to praise Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Jagannath, the presiding deity of Puri, does not follow the proper system. Indeed, it is irregular and offensive. Fortunately, however, through your words, the goddess of learning, Mother Saraswati, has tactfully offered her prayers to her master, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, goddess of learning, everybody knows. So, goddess or a god for everything, wind, rain, all these things, and for learning, Saraswati, the goddess of learning. Next verse, Swarup Damara, still speaking. Sometimes demons and even Lord Indra, the king of heaven, chastised Krishna. But Mother Saraswati, taking advantage of their words, offered prayers to the Lord. And then, so that in Bengali is Jaiche Indra Daityadi Kore Krishnera Bhartsana Se Shabde Saraswati Korena Stavana. Then a quote, and this is from Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto. So this is Sanskrit. And by the way, about Sanskrit, the main point about the Sanskrit is it's very complicated. It is got so many rules and regulations, so many things. And Mahaprabhu, and generally the scripture is being given in Sanskrit. So for most people can't really understand it. They need some genius kind of person to present it to them. Mahaprabhu came and he gave his message principally in Bengali, and Krishnadas in Bengali, which is very Sanskrit-esque, but without all the complications. So it's very direct. The grass is green. The grass is green. Whereas Sanskrit can be kind of all sorts of things involved there. So Bengali is very simple, straightforward language. And even Krishnadas Kaviraj, in this Chaitanya Charitamrta, he says, people may criticize, here are so many Sanskrit verses, but I'm explaining those verses. So it's not that everyone in Bengal is going to, in India is going to hear a Sanskrit verse and then, yes, I know its meaning. So we need, everybody, whether Western or Indian, we need to have it explained in a devotion, in a proper way. So this way in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj is doing that. And here we're getting a Sanskrit verse, but we're getting also explanations in Bengali. And Bengali is an easy language, they say, but it is at least a sweet language. And your mother tongue, Hindi, French, Creole. Creole.
Mauritian Creole.
Mauritian Creole, okay. Il est français. Il est de la France, oui.
We do speak French as well.
You do speak French, but Creole is very similar, no? Or is
Similar, broken French, I would say.
Broken French, okay. All right. But Hindi, you know Hindi? Tora. Okay. And your wife, you know Hindi?
Yes.
Bengali, no? No. Okay, so let's come to the verse. It's from the 10th canto. It's short, it's Sanskrit. Vachalang bhalishang stabdham agyam pandita maninam krishnang matyang upashritya gopa me chakrur apriyam. And another thing with Sanskrit, if you want to think about it, Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj, Gurudev, said, I only know 2 people who pronounce Sanskrit perfectly. And he knows a lot of people, and a lot of pandits, a lot of everything. One is Guru Maharaj, and one is one famous reciter of the prayers at the time of the Durga Puja, or Kali Puja, Durga Puja in Calcutta. He's a very famous reciter. His recordings are everywhere. They play over the loudspeakers. Guru is very nice Sanskrit. And Guru Maharaj is Sanskrit. He said, I only know 2 people who can pronounce Sanskrit perfectly. So another example of, asking Sanskrit verses in Bengali. So I'm sure I didn't pronounce it perfectly, but we try. Okay, so that's a quote. It's a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. It's spoken by Indra. Okay, this is Indra not understanding by Leela, by pastime, who is Krishna, saying, This Krishna, who is an ordinary human being, is talkative, childish, impudent, and ignorant. Oh dear. This is when Krishna told the cowherd men, oh, don't worship Indra. It's Govardhan Hill that gives you all the food for the cows. So this is Indra's reaction. So we don't want to really hear that, but still he's going on. So Indra's still going on. Although he thinks himself, he's all these silly things, although he thinks himself very learned, the cowherd men in Vrindavan have not offered me, shoot the reader. Okay. The cowherd men in Vrindavan have offended me by accepting him. This has not been greatly appreciated by me. This is Indra in that verse. Okay, and then Bengali and the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya speaking to that Bengali Brahmana who composed the verse. So in Bengali he's saying, Indra, the king of heaven, being too proud of his heavenly opulences, became like a madman. Thus, bereft of his intelligence, he could not restrain himself from speaking nonsensically about Krishna. Thus Indra thought, I have properly chastised Krishna and defeated him. But Saraswati, the goddess of learning, took this opportunity to offer prayers to Krishna. The word Vachala is used to refer to a person who can speak according to Vedic authority, and the word Balisha means innocent. So Krishna spoke the Vedic knowledge, yet he always presents himself as a prideless, innocent boy. When there is no one else to receive obeisances, one may be called Anamra. So now, Krishnadas Kaviraj is explaining, he's like breaking it down. Well, Sarup Damara is breaking it down, the words from the Sanskrit verse, and showing how, although it is abusive, everything can be used in a devotional way. When there is no one else to receive obeisances, one may be called Anamra, or one who offers obeisances to no one. This is the meaning of the word stabdha. And because no one is found to be more learned than Krishna, he may be called Agya, indicating that nothing is unknown to him. So he's taking the words. And the word Pandita Mani can be used to indicate that Krishna is honored even by learned scholars. Nevertheless, because of affection for his devotees, Krishna appears like an ordinary human being and may therefore be called Martya. So really don't worry if you don't follow it. I don't think anyone except a Sanskrit scholar will actually follow all the bits and pieces. Do you follow? More or less. Something. The gist, we understand the gist. And then Jarasandha kohe, Jarasandha said. So Jarasandha was a naughty man. The demon Jarasandha chastised Krishna, saying, You are the lowest of human beings. I shall not fight with you, for you killed your own relatives. Oh dear. So Jarasandha kohe, that verse, Jarasandha kohe. Krishna purusha adhar adharma. Tora sange na jujhinu. Jahi bandhuhan. So, Srila Prabhupada, purport. The other verses didn't have purports. Here's the purport. In this verse also, Mother Saraswati offers prayers to Krishna. The word Purusha Adhama refers to the personality of Godhead, under whom all other persons remain, or in other words, Purusha Uttama, the best of all living beings. Similarly, the word Bandhuhan means the killer of Maya. In the conditioned state of life, one is closely related with Maya as a friend. But when one comes in contact with Krishna, one is freed from that relationship. One is closely related with illusion as a friend. Oh, illusion is my friend. Movies are clearly illusion. But how many non-devotees have movies as their friends? So this world is almost like that. It is temporary, therefore it's illusion. It's here for the moment and then gone into a memory in the past, a dream in the future, like that. So Maya, what is not. So jaha hoite anya purusha sakala adhama se hoya purushadhama Saraswati Ramana. What Saraswati is thinking, Mother Saraswati takes Purushadhama to mean Purushottam, he to whom all men are subordinate. Then Bandhe Savara, no, Bandhe Sabare, Tate Avidya Bandhuhaya, Avidya Nashaka, Bandhuhan Shabde Kaya. So, nescience or Maya may be called Bandhu because she entangles everyone in the material world. Therefore, by using the word Bandhuhan, Mother Saraswati says that Lord Krishna is the vanquisher of Maya. And then, short purport, one sentence, no, two sentences. Everyone is entangled in the illusory energy. But as stated in Bhagavad Gita, Mameva ye prapadyante mayameva tarantite. As soon as one surrenders to Krishna, he is freed from Maya, illusion. Therefore, Krishna may be called Bandhuhan, the killer of Maya. All right. E mata Shishupala korila nindana se vakye Saraswati korena stavanam. So Shishupal also blasphemed Krishna in this way, but the goddess of learning Saraswati offered her prayers to Krishna even by his words. So remember, Sarvabhauma was talking to the Brahmana poet. So then he says to him, in that way, although your verse is blasphemous, we read all this yesterday, why it's blasphemous. Although your verse is blasphemous, according to your meaning, because he asked him to explain it, Mother Saraswati has taken advantage of it to offer prayers to the Lord.
Sorry, Maharaj, you said Sarvabhauma is speaking?
Svarup Damada, thank you very much. I did say Sarvabhauma. It's Svarup Damada, and I think earlier I had said Svarup Damada.
Yes.
Yeah, so slip of the tongue, connection of the brain with the tongue. So good, thank you for reminding me. It is Svarup Damada, and we did say earlier Svarup Damada, so slip of the tongue. It's certainly Svarup Damada, who is the secretary of Mahaprabhu, is chastising and then giving the positive side. And by the way, Guru Maharaj, sometimes we're there with Guru Maharaj when sometimes some complaints came about the conduct of various things were taking place in the West, and one of the big temples in the West, they were doing something a little strange, and they had a murti of Srila Prabhupada, but that murti was prominent in the temple, which is all very good, but they had him dressed as a king. This was one of the temples in America. They had him dressed as a king with a king's crown. And is it called sepulchre or something? Scepter. Yeah. Anyway, this thing where you hold it and you're looking and dressed like a king, not as like a sannyasi or something. And they got like red carpet, and it was Srila Prabhupada as a king. And devotees were kind of bringing this to Guru Maharaj and saying that Guru Maharaj, this is happening. And I'm there, and we'd already, we'd heard like what was happening. We're thinking, very strange. Anyway, the devotees, senior devotees, brought this to Guru Maharaj. And I thought it was very interesting that Guru Maharaj, he heard and then confirmed what they said. Okay. Then he said, well, on the positive side, we can see that they are drawing everyone's attention to Srila Prabhupada, that he is a very great person and this, that, and the other. And Guru Maharaj first is trying to see the positive side, like what they are thinking, what they are doing. And then it was very sweet because Guru Maharaj kind of mentioned not so much like this idea, 2 or 3 things. Jai Mahaprabhu Gauranga Sundar ki Jai. And not to forget Giriraj. Gurudev gave that name, or Guru Maharaj maybe gave the name, Radha Giridhari Ju to Giriraj here, because I think there's Gunja Mala there. So then, anyhow, Guru Maharaj, so he's giving the positive side, but not a lot, something positive. And then Guru Maharaj, sitting there as he does, and then he said, but that's about all I can think of, not positive. But he didn't immediately say, oh, this is all nonsense, this is foolish, this is going away from the line of our masters. He's trying to give the positive, and then, adjusting in that way, and then giving some comment maybe how really we should try to follow Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Something like that, but it wasn't, everything is condemnable. So here also Swarup Damara is, showing that it's wrong, but he's trying to show, also trying to draw the positive out of something which is negative, actually, by the poet's thinking. So anyway, to draw the positive, to try to see the positive everywhere. All right, so Swarup Damara directly saying, so although, according to your meaning, your verse is blasphemous, but Mother Saraswati has taken advantage of it to offer prayers to the Lord. Then, there is no difference between Lord Jagannath and Krishna. But here, Lord Jagannath is fixed as the absolute person appearing in wood. Therefore, he does not move. Thus, Lord Jagannath and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, although appearing as two, are one because they are both Krishna, who is one alone. The supreme desire to deliver the entire world meets in the two of them, and for that reason also they are one and the same. To deliver all the materially contaminated people of the world, that same Krishna has descended in the moving form of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By visiting Lord Jagannath, one is freed from material existence. But not all men of all countries can come or be admitted here in Jagannath Puri. Next verse. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu deshe deshe jaya sobe loke nistarila jangama brahma hoya. Yes, so Mahaprabhu, however, moves from one country to another, deshe deshe jaya, personally or by his representatives. Thus he, as the moving Brahman, delivers all the people of the world. So thus I have explained the meaning intended by Mother Saraswati. Saraswati ra artha kahilun vivarana. Eho bhagya tomara aiche korila vanana. So thus I have described the meaning intended by Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning. It is your great fortune that you have described Lord Jagannath and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in that way, even though you didn't know it. Sometimes it so happens that one wants to chastise Krishna, one who wants to chastise Krishna utters the holy name, and thus the holy name becomes the cause of his liberation. It's not our path to go around chastising Krishna, but here we are. Like in the case of Indra and Indra chastising Krishna. He's taking his name, Krishna, this naughty boy. Anyway, now Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj is writing, the author, he's narrating, so this is not Swarup Damodara's words. So upon hearing this proper explanation by Swarup Damodar Goswami, the Bengali poet fell down at the feet of all the devotees and took shelter of them with a straw in his mouth. So that verse in Bengali, Tobe, thereafter, Tobe se kavi sobara charana pariya. Sobara sharana loila donte trina loya. There you are. Tobe soba bhakta tare angikara koila tara guna kohi mahaprabhu re milaila. Thereupon all the devotees accepted his association, that Brahmanas. Explaining his humble behavior, they introduced him to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this was always Swarup Damodar. He's got to pass Swarup Damodar to get to Mahaprabhu. So explaining his humble behavior, they introduced him to Mahaprabhu. By the mercy of the devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that poet from Bengal gave up all other activities and stayed with them at Jagannath Puri. Who can explain the mercy of the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Thus I have described the narration concerning Pradyumna Mishra. Okay, this is a summary of the chapter. Pradyumna Mishra, and how, following the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he listened to discourses about Krishna spoken by Ramananda Roy. Within that narration, yes, okay, we're just at the end of the chapter. So within that narration, I have explained the glorious characteristics of Sri Ramananda Roy, through whom Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally described the limits of ecstatic love of God. You know that story of Ramananda Roy, Ramananda Samvad, and here Pradyumna Mishra hearing from Ramananda Roy about the different levels of God realization. Anyhow, if not, go to the beginning of the chapter and start again. Okay, because this is a summary of the chapter coming through. We've been reading this day by day. And next verse, in the course of the narration, I have also told about the drama by the poet from Bengal, which we've just been hearing about. Although that Bengali poet was ignorant, because of his faith and humility, he nevertheless obtained shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Lila Amritera Sara Eka Lila Pravahe Vahe Shata Shata Dhara. The pastimes of Mahaprabhu are the essence of nectar. From the stream of one of his pastimes flow hundreds and thousands of branches. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Lila Amritera Sara Eka Lila Pravahe Vahe Shata Shata Dhara. Shraddha Kori E Lila Je Pare Shune Gaur Lila Bhakti Bhakta Rasa Tattva Jane. He will know what is. Okay, anyone who reads and hears these pastimes with faith and love can understand the truth about devotional service, devotees, and the transcendental mellows of pastimes of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And elsewhere also Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj says, whether you understand nothing or whether you understand everything, keep on listening to Chaitanya Charitamrta. It will transform you. It will make your life successful. Here you get everything. And so here in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Sri Rama told that if all the scriptures of the world in some unfortunate big calamity get destroyed, but only Chaitanya Charitamrita remains, nothing will be lost. Because Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj is giving the whole essence of everything within these books, and with the backing of and the quotations from reference to the Vedic, relevant Vedic scriptures, including Srimad Bhagavatam, Ujjvala Neelamani books we don't read, but all of these very carefully he's giving us. Okay, and the next verse, anybody can guess what it is? Sri Rupa Raghunatha Pare, Jarasha Chaitanya Charitamrta. Kohe, who is writing Chaitanya Charitamrta? Kohe? You can cheat, you can look and see. Krishna Das. So Sri Rupa Raghunatha Pare, Jarasha Chaitanya Charitamrta. Kohe, Krishna Das. At the lotus feet of Rupa and Raghunath. Then I am writing Krishna Das is writing this book. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishna Das, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antilila, 5th chapter, describing how Pradyumna Mishra received instructions from Ramananda Roy, and describing the humility and faithfulness of the foolish, what to say, the Brahmana who didn't know how to write properly, but how he got mercy. Okay, that clock is very fast. We don't have time to read today, unfortunately, from Revealed Truth at this time. But we will continue with hearing the message of Srila Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Guru Maharaj throughout the day. Hare Krishna. And the next chapter, the meeting of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with Raghunath Das Goswami. These are all wonderful. Every chapter is wonderful. So something tomorrow to look forward to in our daily reading. In Kolkata, in now I forget the name of VIP Road. You've just been on VIP Road, no doubt. Well, little doubt, but I think almost certainly. When you went to Calcutta, you went to the airport, and then that road from the airport called VIP Road, from there you turn off and then you go to Dum Dum Park, which is where our temple is. There are 2 temples in Calcutta, where one of the temples is. Yeah. And on that road, that VIP Road, was a big hoarding, they call hoarding here, the advertising board, those big advertising boards. And it said the name of a newspaper. It was the Daily Telegraph. It said Daily Telegraph, and has a picture of the head of the top of the newspaper. And then it said, underneath it said, unputdownable. That's what it said, like this. But and with Gurudev, we're in the car, we see this day by day. And then we see this, and we are always saying, Chaitanya Charitamrita, unputdownable. This expression. They stole their expression. We can take their expression, which was for something mundane, and we can use it for Mahaprabhu. Actually, there were a few things like that. One day we were in the bank with Gurudev. We have, sadhus have to do things with the bank. I was in the bank with Gurudev, and we have to sit and wait. So we're sitting and waiting, and in front of us, then there was an advert for the bank, and it said, this is, or something like, the world is our business field, something like that. The world is our business field, we can say. But this is our home, it said. And Gurudev and myself, there are only 2 of us. I was driving Gurudev and we go there, we're sitting there, and we're seeing this. And then Gurudev looking at the sign, and then we're both adjusting. And then Gurudev, this idea. Then when I came back to the temple, then we made a poster of, the world is our preaching field, but this is our home, with Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Maharaj. And Gurudev was very happy with that. Maybe you saw that, I don't know. It's like in the history book somewhere, it's, lost in history. But that came from being with Guru, and Gurudev very happy. World is our preaching field, this is our home. And other things too. We read here, I think we read here from Srila Gurudev, from here, Gurudev saying one expression, there's an advertisement. Every time is tea time. There's an advertisement for something, tea. That every time is tea time. You have tea anytime. But Gurudev using this, every time is Krishna Katha time. Always we engage in Krishna Katha. This is our life. So, mundane things, or the poet giving something, little mundane way, but adjusting. So some little reflections. And Guru Maharaj, an example from Guru Maharaj, was during the war, the Second World War, or wherever you live in the world, they call it different things. The Great War, they call from Russia. But that during that time, then he said in Dalhousie Square, where you probably were too, I don't know. We know Calcutta quite well. But Dalhousie Square is actually, if you look on Google or somewhere, how far is it to Calcutta? That's the place where is considered Calcutta. The GPO, General Post Office, is there, and many things. It's like a famous square in the middle. And Srila Guru Maharaj said that during the war, there was a big poster on the wall, and it said, and it just had the uniform of a soldier, and it said, wear this uniform, it will tell you what to do. So Guru Maharaj used to quote that, which is a mundane thing. They're trying to get people into the war. But he said that about wearing dhoti and kurta, sari, all these things. You wear the uniform, it will tell you what to do. So this way Guru Maharaj used examples from the world for us, for our benefit. And other examples too. But now we are in the world of time. One day we have some hope. We will be in a world where time as we know it does not exist. And that verse, which actually Gurudev has been going through word by word, as we've just now been going through word by word, something. But here Gurudev was going through word by word that verse from Brahma Samhita describing Goloka Vrindavan. And there is mentioned about time, that in the Goloka Vrindavan, the land where the Lord, where Krishna lives, then there is no time in the sense we know it. Past and future and present are never separated. I mean, we can't think about it. We can think about it, but we can't accommodate it because it's beyond our understanding. But Gurudev helps us to get some idea in his, amazing, beautiful description, clear description. But, elsewhere we have this expression too about if we try to really, we think about these things too much, like our brains will explode because it's achintya, it's inconceivable. How can we live without time? And then, not only that, then he explains about how distance also changes. And then we are on the train. Who was on the train? Yeah, we are on the train last night. They're having some conversation about walking down the train, which was you could see straight down, like a long way down the train. So if you walk, Dayaniri, come here, get out of bed. Dayaniri, he's breaking our brains at like 11 o'clock at night on the train. We're having to try to think what he's thinking. And he's saying, if walk down the train, then actually when you walk down the train, you're walking like 5 kilometers in 1 minute or something by walking down the train, because the train is moving and then Dayanid is kind of doing all these things. Then if you walk the other way back down, I never got the commentary of the purport, but in Vrindavan, then also the questions come to Guru Maharaj about how is it Radharani lives here, Krishna lives here, Vrindavan is here, Govardhan Hill is here, Radhakund is here. They're all, when we're on parikrama, we rent a bus. And you can do it by foot, but we're not going to be able to do all those things in a day by foot. And in the morning, then this is happening here. Afternoon, this. Late afternoon, this. Evening, this. Night, this. And then, how is it possible? And then, Gurudev even says, even if Radharani had a helicopter, maybe, did he say in there, he had a motorbike or a helicopter? Something like that. Still, if you had a helicopter, you're going to have a hard job to keep all these appointments. But time and distance, they are servants of Krishna and his Leela. So distance can shrink, distance can expand. Things like this. Things which, in the example of the frog in the well, which is also given there, and Guru Maharaj gives this example, and also Gurudev gives the example. A frog, he's born in a well, and he lives in life, but the well, he knows this circle he lives in the well, so he knows, 1, 2 meters, 3 meters wide, something. That's his body of water. And then a frog up on the top, I'm telling you about, I saw the ocean. You saw the ocean. How big is it? And then he says, it's very big. And then he's trying to relate, this frog in the well is trying to understand how big is the ocean. And then he said, no, it's very big. How big? Is it this big? And then he puffs himself up bigger. He's trying to conceive of it in his well. And then in the expression, then as he's trying to get bigger, then he pops, because frogs, they can grow big, and then he pops himself, trying to understand how big is the ocean. Big, and boom. So our brains, we can feel it like that sometimes when we try to understand these things. Oh my goodness, my brain will be like the frog. It'll pop all over the place. So Mahaprabhu tells us at the beginning, it's achintya veda veda tattva. It's inconceivably one and different, and the leelas are inconceivable, Krishna is inconceivable. So we just have to go along the road that's been passed down to us. We don't know so many details. Even you come here, how does everything work? You don't analyze the train before you get on it. You get your ticket, you get on the train. And how it works, we don't know. So we just have to have faith. Oh yes, this ticket, this train, it'll go to Hatton Cross. Like that. So similarly, we need to have some faith. We don't have to analyze the train that takes us, or the boat, or the plane, whatever we're going to say, that takes us home to Goloka Vrindavan. We have to have faith. Yes, here we've got Mahaprabhu, the 6 Goswamis, then the Parampara. We've got this faith that yes, we get this ticket, it's going there. So anyway, Chaitanya Charitamrta and the books of our guardians, they really are a super treasure to get us on the right train and keep us on the train, not keep us going on the train, and not to get off at a siding somewhere and think, I'm going to get off here. And many examples are given. Okay, thank you. Your phone, very good phone. I'm very pleased of its quality. Such back to you. And now it's time for Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. And maybe our Ananda Swarupini will sing. And see, she is a trained opera singer, but now she sings for Krishna. She's an opera singer. Now she sings for Krishna. So using our capacity for Krishna. So Hari Harai Nama Krishna, page 60.
Page 60.
Page 60. Okay.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Krishavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Krishavaya Namaha.
Gopala Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudana.
Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudan.
Shri Hari Gopinata Madana Mohana.
Hari Gopinata Madana Mohana.
Chaitanya
Gauranga Sundar Ji ki jai, Shri Giriraj Radha Giridhari Ji ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gurudev Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Guru Maharaj Srila Bhakti Rock Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Rupanuga Guru Vaga Ki Jai. Namasam Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Vishwaran Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat London Chapter Ki Jai. Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Acharya Vrinda Ki Jai, all the assembled devotees Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Srimati Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Breakfast Prasadam Ki Jai, Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol, Govinda 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 Govinda.